Alright guys, so today I'm actually going to show you one of my favorite training exercises that I used to do as a beginner that just really helped strengthen my skills as a magician. So it uses a completely normal deck of cards, which can actually be shuffled by the spectator. So we can go ahead and give these over to the spectator and they can mix them up as much as they like. And as they're shuffling these cards, as you can see they're all shuffled, I would just be going ahead and explaining what this exercise was all about. So as a beginner, you don't really want to focus on guessing all aspects of the spectator's card, like the color, the value, the suit. 1 out of 52 cards, that's a pretty advanced level thing to do, and it's just very stressful when you're starting out. So when you're starting out as a magician, you don't really want to focus on all those factors. You only want to focus on one, which is actually the easiest factor, the color of the card. Because there's only two options, there's red and black. So it's just a very easy, simple thing to focus on when you're starting out magic. And this training exercise was dedicated to strengthening that technique of guessing the color of the spectator's card. So let's go ahead and split the deck roughly in half, because this trick actually uses about half of the cards over here. And the spectator can actually go ahead and shuffle both of these, but when they're done shuffling, I would ask them to take either half, it doesn't matter which one, and just place it in the box. And actually, I'm going to turn around so I can't see which one you're placing in the box, okay? So let's say they take this one, but I wouldn't know this because they are doing this while I'm turned around. And now I can turn back around, so now I have no idea which half is in the box and which half is on the table. And they can go ahead and shuffle the half that they have left on the table here. And what I'm going to have them do is I'm just going to have them pull out any card and set it face down on the table. I'll take these cards back, and what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and guess the color of the spectator's card, okay? Just by going through these cards here, I'm getting a sense that, let's see here. I think, you know what? I think I think you actually chose a red card. Yes, okay, red card is right. Okay, so that was like the easiest level trick that I learned when you first start out learning this technique, is just guessing one card, the color of one card. But how do we take this to the next level? Let's see if I can do multiple cards at once. So let's say the spectator pulls out 3 completely random cards, okay? And now they can shuffle this again, doesn't matter. But let's say I go through again and I'm gonna try and guess the color of all 3 cards. Now, okay, let's see if I can do this. I think you pulled out 1 red card and the other 2 are black cards. So 1 red and 2 black. 1 red and 2 black, just like that. So that was the next level of the training exercise, was to guess 3 cards. But the last level of the training exercise was the hardest because it required you to guess multiple cards. But the thing is, I wasn't going to use these cards. I was actually going to try and do it with the cards that I haven't even seen, the cards inside of the card box. So I'm going to have you tell me either color, red or black, and I'm going to try and guess how many cards of that color are in the card box right now. Okay, because remember, we used these cards over here, but now I'm going to try and do it with these cards in the box. So you can tell me either color. Let's say they tell me black, okay? I'm gonna try and guess how many black cards are in the box right now. Interesting. You know what? This is actually a little bit easier than I thought it was gonna be, because there's actually not that many. I think there's only 9 black cards in the box right now, I think. And I would hand these over to the spectator. I said 9 black cards, and I'm gonna have them count the cards themselves. So let's see how many black cards are in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Exactly, 9 black cards. And that right there is the trick, guys. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, be sure to stick around for the tutorial. Alright guys, so here's the tutorial for the trick that you just saw. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this trick. It's a really cool thing I came up with a couple of days ago that revolves around this really, really interesting principle. So yeah, it's pretty easy to do, and I will show you guys exactly how to do it. So all you need for this trick is a normal deck of cards, but you want to make sure that you have every single card in the deck, 52 cards. That's the way that this trick works. And this is really the main secret of the trick right here. So if you have a deck of 52 cards and you split the deck in exactly half, so exactly 26, 26, I think that's good. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Okay, 26. The cards can be completely shuffled. It doesn't matter. But when you split the cards in half, the amount of red cards in one half will equal the amount of black cards in the other. And also vice versa. The amount of black cards in this pile will equal the amount of red cards in this pile. So let's go ahead and test out this theory. Let's count the red cards. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 red cards in this pile. That should mean that there's actually 12 black cards in this pile. So let's count the black cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, exactly. So you guys can test this out at home. It really does work. And also, if I was gonna count the red cards in this pile, it would equal the black cards in this pile. It's just a really cool principle that I discovered recently, and I really wanna start creating more tricks out of this principle, but this was just a really simple idea that I came up with the other day, and I hope you guys enjoy it. So all it uses is a normal deck of cards, and the spectators can completely mix up the deck, just like this. And what you want to do is you want to split the deck exactly in half, 26, 26. So there are two ways you can do this. The first way, if you guys are beginners, what you can do is you can literally just count 26 cards. So what you can do is you can say, all right, so we have a deck of 52 cards, and I just want to split the deck in half, so I'm going to take 26 cards, and then you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and just count 26 cards out onto the table. That would be perfectly fine. But if you guys are more advanced, what you can do is you can use some estimation, and this does come with practice. You just kind of have to get used to it. But if you just kind of eyeball 26 cards, I think that's about it right there. You can split it exactly there in the middle. Just by practice, you can actually be able to cut exactly half the deck. So you're gonna take the deck and you're gonna split it in half, either by counting or just by splitting it in half like this. And you're gonna have the spectator shuffle both halves. So once the deck is split in half, the trick is pretty much over. All you have to do is just split the halves, and now these cards can be completely shuffled. You just want to make sure that cards don't get overlapped, because that will defeat the purpose of the principle. So now you're going to turn around, and the spectator is going to place either one of these halves inside of the box. So let's say they take this one, and they're going to place it inside of the card box, and that goes there in the box just like this. So now the other half on the table, the spectator can shuffle it up, and there are two things that you can do now. So what I did in the performance was I just guessed the first color of the card purely by luck. So when I was looking through these cards, I wasn't actually trying to guess the color of the card. I was doing something else, which I will explain in a minute. When I guessed the color of this card, I truly didn't know what the color it was. So right now I'm just gonna guess black. Okay, so there, I got it wrong. And that is something that can happen in this trick. Either way, it honestly doesn't really matter, but if you guys want to get it 100% right every time, you can always just force a card on the spectator. So what you can do is just, let's say, a red card right there, the 7 of diamonds. You can control it to the top, and then what you can do is you can maybe hold a break and do a classic force to force that 7 of diamonds, or you can do a riffle force or something to have them pick this card exactly every single time. In all honesty, I would just go for guessing the color of the card truly by chance, because I think it actually makes it a lot stronger if you get it right. And if you get it wrong, it doesn't really matter, because the other two phases of the trick, you're going to hit 100% every single time. So in this case, I've just pulled out a random card. I truly don't know what it is. But now I will be explaining what you have to do with the pile here. So when you spread out the cards, you're gonna tell the spectator that you're gonna try and guess the color of the card on the table, but all you're gonna be doing is you're just gonna look through these cards and just see which color has the least amount of cards, and you're gonna be counting those cards. So I think in this pile, it almost looks like there's an equal amount, so I'm just gonna go for the red cards. So all I'm gonna be doing is counting with my head. I'm just gonna be counting how many red cards are in this pile right now. So I'm gonna count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And I can do this this using my hand gestures because I can look like I'm just sensing the cards like this, but all I'm doing is counting the cards. And I keep that number in my head. Okay, 12 red cards. And now I can really guess this is red or black. I can really guess. I may get it right, I may get it wrong. I'm gonna say black in this case. Okay, so there, I got it wrong. And you can make a joke about it at this point, but if you get it right, then that's actually pretty great. But one thing that you do have to do at this point is you have to note the color of this card as well, because you just counted how many red cards were in this pile, and you counted 12 here. So if this is red, you're gonna put it back in the pile. That now means that there's a total of 13 red cards because you didn't count this card earlier. For example, if this was a black card, you wouldn't need to worry about it. Your number would stay the same. Since this is the same color as the color that we were counting earlier, you just wanna make sure you add this to the total value of colors in this pile. So now the number in your head is 13. Okay, so that's gonna be your secret number in your head. The next part of the trick is actually one of my favorites because I think this can be a really, really cool idea for many different tricks, but it also works for this trick as well. So you're gonna have the spectator pull out any 3 cards, literally any 3, it doesn't matter what they are. And now, since you know that there are 13 red cards in the pile, you're just gonna use that to your advantage, and you're just gonna be counting the red cards. Based on the number of red cards in the pile, that will tell you the color of these 3 cards right here. So now I'm gonna go through again and count all the red cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, ooh, okay, 11. So 11 red cards. So I know my magic number is 13, and I know that there's 11 red cards right here. There are 2 red cards missing, so that means that 2 of these are red, which means that the other one obviously must be black. So now I know the exact color of these cards. I know that there are 2 red and 1 black. And I can say this by sensing the cards. I think there are 2 red and 1 black. So 2 red and 1 black, just like that. So that's actually just a really cool thing that I really, really like about this trick. I think you guys can take that aspect of the trick and maybe use it in other tricks because I think it's a really, really cool idea. All right, so once you've done that, now it's time for the final phase of the trick. Remember in the beginning of the tutorial, I mentioned how when you split the cards in half, the amount of red cards in one pile will equal the amount of black cards in the other pile and vice versa. That's the exact principle that you're using for this last part of the trick. So my magic number was 13 for red cards. So that means all I need to do is remember that, and I'm gonna apply that to the opposite color in the box. So that means that if there are 13 red cards here, that's gonna mean that there are 13 black cards here. And I just need to use that and I'm ready to go. So I can have the spectator tell me either color, red or black. Honestly, I'm hoping that they say black because then I don't have to do any work because I already know that there's 13 black cards in here. But for example, if they name the other color that you're not focusing on, so red in this case, you're just gonna have to do some mental math. You're just gonna have to do 26 minus your magic number, and that will tell you how many red cards are in the pile. So in this case, we actually have 13, which is exactly 26 divided by 2. So that means there's gonna be 13 red and 13 black in this pile. So this isn't really the best example, but I think you guys know what I'm talking about. In this case, let's say they say black, which is perfect because now I already know that there's 13 black cards in this pile, and I'm just gonna go through and say, you know what? I think that there are 13 black cards in here. You go through, I'm not even gonna touch anything, and you count the black cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Exactly 13 black cards. And yeah, that would be the end of the trick right there. So that is the entire tutorial for the trick. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope this inspires you to come up with some other tricks using this really cool color principle. I think it's a really cool idea. The amount of colors in one pile equals the amount of the opposite color in the other pile. I think that's a really, really cool idea that you guys can build upon and create your own effects out of it. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this effect. And yeah, I will see you guys for my next video. Bye.